Hey community, this is Dr. Hugh coming at you again, and I've been geeking out like usual, hitting the books, hitting the studying, and today I have an amazing webinar that I want to bring you guys, and this is just a huge connection. What I'm really going to be talking about is hormones, estrogen and testosterone and mitochondria. So all your hormones are actually linked to mitochondria. So if you have mitochondria damage, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for this, because we're going to be going over hormones, and you know hormones are very important, such as testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, DHEA, and all your adrenal hormones like norepinephrine, epinephrine, and cortisol will be linked to poor mitochondria. So if you have sick mitochondria, guess what? You have very poor hormone production in your body. And what really the research shows is when your hormones start to diminish, then you start to age. So hormones diminish and then aging steps in. So guess what? If you have hormones that are non-existent, you're going to age very quickly. And it all ties down to this little guy right here, which is your mitochondria dysfunction. Literally, check this out. In one heart cell, you can have between 1,500 and 2,000 mitochondria in one cell, man. 1,500 to 2,000 mitochondria in one heart cell, right? So mitochondria are all over your body. There's hundreds and even thousands of these mitochondria in each cell, depending on what cell. Some cells require more mitochondria than others. So let's get into this so you can understand. So if you really want to geek out, this is the paper, the overview of the crosstalk between hormones and mitochondria. I like to just show this paper. You can Google this. This is going to come up. This is the link down here. It's a very good paper. So how do you know if you have mitochondria damage? Well, let's just go over symptoms. Do you have fatigue? Do you have pain? Do you have neurodegeneration, mild cognitive impairment, brain fog, brain fatigue? You feel your brain's not functioning well? Do you have cardiovascular disease? Do you have degenerative joint disease, lung disease, mood swings, cancer? All these things are like symptoms of poor mitochondria. So is there like a very specific test, like I have mitochondria, my mitochondria is damaged to 50%? No, there's no really specific test. There's a variety of different tests that we can do to check out your body's functioning. So in this webinar, I'm really going to go over hormones and what the hormones are. Let me read this from you. So this comes from this paper that I just showed you right here. So this quote is going to come from right here. So let me just read this, because this is very significant. The synthesis of steroid hormones requires the contribution of several enzymes from the family of the cytochrome P54. Okay, just stay with me. P54 is just an enzyme that's it's in your liver. It's all over your body. P54 oxidase, the main one being coded the CYP11A1. Okay, just means it's being very specific, which is located at the matrix of the inner side of the mitochondria. So let me say that again. It's at the matrix of the inner side of the mitochondria. So what's this telling you is that hormones are synthesized in your mitochondria. Now check this out. The conversion of cholesterol and pregnanolone by mitochondria is the rate limiting step in the synthesis of all steroid hormones. So let me just summarize this. Basically, this is telling you if you have bad mitochondria, you're not going to produce hormones. You start with cholesterol, and then you break cholesterol down into all these different hormones. So what's this inner circle right here? The inner lining right here that the paper talks about is this right here. This is your mitochondria. This is the space. This is where the hormones right there are produced. So if you have any of those symptoms that we just talked about, you have bad mitochondria. If you are listening to this webinar, you probably have bad mitochondria. So if you're listening, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this station. If you need some help, down below there's going to be a link to get a hold of me, and I help people all over the world recover from chronic conditions. So what is this saying? So down here, let me just go over this, is located at the matrix of the inner side of the mitochondria, the matrix of the inner side. So we're talking this layer right in here, the inner side of the matrix of the mitochondria. Now check this out. This is how hormones are made. So cholesterol goes down to pregnanolone. So cholesterol is broken down into pregnanolone. Now, what is the paper just saying right here? It's saying that the cholesterol, it's the rate limiting factor. What's the rate limiting factor? Is that you have cholesterol here, and that needs to be broken down to pregnanolone, which all your other hormones are made of. And it's saying that if you have mitochondria damage, guess what? Your cholesterol's not going to get converted into pregnanolone. It's like this. We've all been camping, right? I live in Minnesota. There's a lot of camping things all over the place. I got the firewood. I got dry firewood. I got kindling. I got newspaper. I have little sticks. I put this all together. I even have lighter fluid. I put the lighter fluid on everything. It's ready to go. All I need is the what? The match. And guess what? I was in charge of packing, and I forgot the match. I forgot the lighter. So guess what? We're not going to have any fire. This is what's happening when we talk about the rate limiting factor. It's saying that if you don't have this, guess what? All the other things that contribute to that or are caused by that aren't going to happen. It's the rate limiting factor, which is very, very critical. So you can see here we have cholesterol. Cholesterol is broken down into pregnanolone, and then ladies, it goes to progesterone. You need progesterone. It goes down here to aldosterone, which is your hormone in your adrenal glands. So a lot of people that have poor mitochondria, they have poor blood pressure, they have brain fog, their hormones are disastrous, right? So this is progesterone, and then progesterone. Now let's go over here. Pregnanolone also goes into DHEA. DHEA, I'll be showing you that. That's the most abundant hormone in your body, male or female. And then the DHEA, guess what here, man, is converted into testosterone. And then this is also converted into estrogen for the ladies. So this is huge. This is huge. So it's telling you that if you have poor mitochondria, you're not going to be producing these hormones. If you're not going to be producing these hormones, you are not going to be feeling well. You're going to feel like CRAP, right? I mean, that's just how it happens. So this all needs to be connected here. Okay, so this right here, so this is a normal, healthy mitochondria. And then down here, you can see here that this is a poor mitochondria. So a lot of people think of mitochondria just as like energy production. It's way more than just energy production. It's all these things. All these things are going to be off if your mitochondria is not working properly. So mitochondria are way, way more than just energy production. But, you know, they do produce energy. So this is the graph from this paper down here that I showed you right here, where I got that quote. And I just wanted to show you this so you can see what's happening. So you see cholesterol here. It's on the inner cell membrane, and these are the little enzymes that convert basically cholesterol, right, to pregnanolone. And then here you can see how we have all these different hormones, testosterone, the estrogens, aldosterone, and cortisol as well. So there are tons and tons of hormones that you need to have functioning well in order to feel well, right? People that have good robust hormones are youthful. They have energy. They just feel vibrant. So this is very, very critical. So again, I just wanted to show you this. It's the rate limiting step, right? To go from cholesterol to pregnanolone, which is located where? In the inner side of the mitochondria. Let me just go back to the mitochondria. So you can see here, the mitochondria has an outer membrane, which is this right here. And then it has basically the inner membrane, which is sitting right there. So all the magic happens on the inner membrane. This is where your energy is produced. This is where the cholesterol is converted into pregnanolone. And then all the different hormones are converted is right in here, right? So that's where the magic happens. Now, I'm going to show you my labs. I've been taking my labs now for, I think, like 8 years. So this is 2014, 2017, and 2020. So let's just go over testosterone, right? Because testosterone is made by the mitochondria. So way back in 2014, my cholesterol or my testosterone was 921. Then in 2007, it was 1512, like 1,512. I'm like, yeah, my cholesterol's awesome. This is great. You want to have good hormone level. Then what happens in 2022, I got COVID. Now, if you've had COVID, you might be a long hauler. COVID kills your hormones, right? So check this out. So now my testosterone is 740. So 920, 1521, and 940. Hold on. This is the lowest level of my hormones that I've ever checked. So I'm a bit concerned here, right? So I want to start taking some action on figuring this out. Then I also checked my DHEA. So way back in 2014, my DHEA was 139. If you're listening and can't see it, it's 139. And then I rechecked it, and in 2022, and it was, how much is that? 81. So I'm almost lab low. You see that? Lab low, 71. I'm at 81. So what is this telling me right now? this is telling me that I need to address some of these things. So I got cleaner on my diet. I started taking some DHEA. You can actually take this as a supplement. I don't recommend people just go out and randomly take this. You need to measure. You don't want to. You want to test, not guess. But I wanted to show you this so you can see, like, my hormone levels have been drastically or slowly going down over the past years. So if you're out there, I have a class on the hormone levels. If you go to my website. Let me go to my website right here. I want to just show you this. If you go to my website here and you go to the master class, let's go to the master class right here. If you go to the master class and you can take this class right in here, you just click this button right here, hormone level, and I have a 4-part series, and I'm always adding information on there as well. So you can take that and you get more information on your hormones and what you can do to help your hormones. So one of the things here is I want to go over is, what are some solutions that, we have. Like, there's actually a lot of solutions here. Okay. So one of the things is, let's look at your mitochondria. So let me just go over this term right here, bioenergetics. What is that? That's just telling you it's a fancy name for mitochondria and mitochondria production. Now, what I want to just make on this graph here is all these things in the red here. If these are not in the optimal ranges or in the optimal level, then this is going to cause mitochondrial damage. So let's just go over that. Are you not stimulating your brain? Exercise. Are you eating too many calories? Do you have an estrogen testosterone deficiency? Do you have poor sugar levels? Do you have do you have an iron problem? You're not getting enough iron in your body. So let's just say this. Let's just take two things. Let's say you have too much sugar in your body, so you have dysglycemia, and you have hypoxia, so you don't have enough iron. These two simple things right there are going to affect your mitochondria. If you're slightly anemic, your mitochondria can't function, and then all of a sudden all your hormones aren't functioning properly. So you can see a lack of sleep, too many calories. Maybe you have mold in your body and you don't know that you have mold, and that's causing damage to your mitochondria. So at the end of the day, if you have any physical problems, it comes down to the mitochondria. Then it's like, okay, what can we do to figure out what's affecting the mitochondria? So this is really the goal. So you have to have a strategic guided plan to get yourself better. So, physical activity, good brain, good estrogen, good testosterone, good DHEA levels, glucose stability, good oxygenation, good iron status, healthy sleep, intermittent fasting. All these things help your mitochondria, decrease your chemical loads. Do you have mold? You got to figure these things out and start to eliminate these things. But what I really wanted to show you at the end of the day here is what's so significant, and what I was shocked at is the mitochondria control your hormone production. And we're talking the hormones here. We're talking a lot of hormones. Like, look at all these hormones that are produced by your mitochondria. It's actually shocking. So you got to make sure your mitochondria is healthy. And if you're out there suffering, give me a thumbs up. There's a lot of things that we can do to restore your mitochondria. And remember, is where there's help, there's hope. Take care. Bye-bye.